Hi, welcome to my video about language learning. This time it's going to be about how to select the vocabulary that you're going to learn. For example, if you have a list of words and you have to select a few, or actually that's what I recommend you to do, then you can do it as follows. So first of all, it's good to know that there's two ways of learning vocabulary. You can learn it in an active or in a passive way, or you can learn it both ways. What I mean with that is if you learn it in a passive way, you see the word in the foreign language and you recognize it. You understand what it means when someone says it or when you see it written. That is what I mean with passive vocabulary. That is easier than the other way around. The other way around, you actually see the word in your mother tongue, or for example in English or whichever language you understand well. And then you have to think of the word in the foreign language. You have to either write it or say it. So for speaking and for writing, that is what you'll need. So let me see. For example, today I did a daily lesson on the monthly language learning app. And I did it for Spanish this time to vary a bit with the languages. It will not become boring if I do only Croatian for you guys. So I have some new words here, as you can see. Here are the words in English, and there are two phrases as well. Okay, today you can see there are words like golf and football. So if I am a beginning learner and I'm not particularly a big fan of sports, I would say I don't need to know all the sports yet. The one sport that I do want to actually remember is football, because everybody always talks about that. So I think that will come in handy. For example, the word golf is almost the same in Spanish. It's like this. It doesn't give the sound this time.
Golf.
Golf. So you see, it's written exactly the same. Therefore, it will be very easy to understand. So I don't think I need to put a lot of effort in learning this word, since if I happen to run into the word, I will understand. So I will not write it in my list. So one of the criteria is how hard it is. Another criteria for whether or not you're going to learn it actively is whether or not you're going to need it anytime soon, because you know, a language has a lot of words and your brain can only process a maximum number of new words in a certain amount of time. And since you have to repeat new words in order to remember, you don't want to fill the word list with too many new words, because you don't have time to repeat all the words. So if you need to know a word actively, that is when you actually think that you're going to speak or say it, write it, if you're going to need it in anytime soon, you know? So, for example, I don't think I will use surfing anytime soon. I live in Holland. I'm not a surfing person. I'm even a bit scared of water. So for me, this is not something I'm going to remember. So I choose not to learn this word. Then there's a word bowl. I think bowl can be useful because it's a form. You can describe many things. That is also one of the nice things if you are capable of describing a word you don't know. So I think bowl, therefore, can be a useful word. So you could say it is like a bowl, or it has the shape of a bowl, or it's you can say things like that. So I think bowl is a useful one. And then there's the word player. I think player can also be useful because you can be a player in a sports match, but you can be also a player in a table game. So I think player has many different kinds of uses, and I actually like to play games. So for me, this word would definitely be a yes. So that's how you can define for yourself whether or not you're going to need it. For example, if we're talking about food, you would really want to learn also the words that you actually really don't like, because if you are allergic to fish, you want to know how fish is said in that language. Or if you really hate, I don't know, some kind of vegetable, if you don't like broccoli, you better learn also the food that you don't like. Okay. Then there are words that you might want to learn only in a passive way. For example, I have here a book to learn Dutch, and there is a vocabulary list in it. And then you find words like burgerlijke staat. Now that means civil state. So I don't think that if you're a beginner that you're going to use this word very, very often in Dutch, saying it or writing it. I think you will mostly see it written in a form. You know, you have to fill out a form, you have to fill in your civil state. Or maybe at the city hall they may ask for it or something. But you will not need it actively. So then you decide, okay, it's nice, but I'm going to learn it only in a passive way. So I understand it, I recognize it, but if I have to think of it myself out of nowhere, then I will not know it, and that is fine. I will prefer to fill my brain with things that I can actually use. So the best thing to do is to study words that you can use as soon and as much as possible. Okay, I wish you good luck. If you have any questions, please leave your question in the comment below. If you like the video, give it a like. And if you want to be up to date about new language tips, then you can subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.